Hey Dosers, Tracy here from San Marcos Escondido campus. Thanks for joining us for the Daily Dose. And this week we're looking towards the holidays and talking about those conversations that are going to happen, or table talk. And as I thought about the table, I was thinking about who would be at the table. And it brought me back to a story back in my teenage years that I have not forgotten. And my best friend Elizabeth and I, we were teenagers getting ready to go to the movie. We walk into the kitchen and we tell her mom, hey, we're going to go to the movie. And she's a question asker, so she asks, like, what's the name of the movie? What's the movie about? And she asks a lot of questions. We're telling her, and she just puts her things down and she looks at us and says, girls, why would you want to bring Jesus to that? Why would you want to expose him to that? And that stuck with me over time. That brought truth to the idea that Jesus is with us always. Wherever we go, we take him. And so today I want to use that as kind of a premise for the table talk. And I want to bring us to Matthew 12, where Jesus was actually talking to the Pharisees and talking about our hearts and what comes out of our hearts is through our words. But I want to point out in 12, verse 36, he says, I tell you that on the day of judgment, people will have to account for every careless word they speak. For by your words you will be acquitted, and by your words you will be condemned. And so I want us to take that idea to the table, but in Jesus, we can do it differently. That's the beautiful thing. So we're going to actually land in Ephesians 4, where Paul is telling us, what do we do with this new life in Jesus? And in chapter 4, he starts with taking off the former way of life and putting on the new self, the new creation, and putting away, he says, the lying and telling of the truth. No foul language, he goes on to talk about, only what is good for building up of someone in need, giving grace. Don't grieve the Holy Spirit. And then he says, let all bitterness, anger, wrath, shouting, slander be removed from you, but be kind and compassionate to one another, forgiving one another, and being imitators of God. But all of this is about a choice, which also makes me think in Proverbs where it says, words either kill or give life. They are either poison or they are fruit. You choose. And so this it really is about, as we come to the holiday table, we have a choice to make. We have a choice to let either the Holy Spirit be in control or our flesh be in control, where we say what we want, or we want to be heard, or we use it as a knife to sting or hurt others, or we let the Holy Spirit actually move through us. But it is actually a putting on. It is a choice that we make. So the challenge I want to give us today is, before we actually hit the table, that we choose, who are we going to give control to? Am I going to give control to myself, or am I going to give control to the Holy Spirit? I'm going to choose beforehand and asking the Holy Spirit to bring out in me words of life, only those that are beneficial to those who hear, and really tamping down maybe the things that I want to say or the way I want to say them, or just being heard. And so my prayer for all of us this holiday season is that our words are so grounded and rooted and dependent on the Holy Spirit that it is evident that Jesus Christ is sitting at our table. We'll see you next time.